Okay, we will go ahead and get started. Welcome to the public hearing on public improvement contracting and procurement requirements. Uh, I'm going to go over the agenda for a moment and then we'll get started. So today we will share information about the proposed rule changes, answer any clarifying questions on the process for the rule change, and then take public comments on the proposed rules. I will do introductions first. I'm Katie Gauthier. I'm the rule coordinator for this rulemaking. Bill, do you want to introduce yourself? We can't hear you. Tracy, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Oops, I turned my video, if there was a delay. My name is Tracy Johnson. I'm a construction project manager with our engineering division at OPRD, and I've been assisting with development of the rules, particularly related to the A&E and construction sections.
Bill, great, thank you. Bill, do you want to try again? It sounds like Bill may have some mic issues. Bill Beatty is our contracts and procurement manager. And Kate, do you want to introduce yourself? Nope, you're on mute too.
Okay, how about that? Sorry, guys. Good afternoon. I'm Kate Portia. I'm the Park Development Manager. I oversee our park improvement group and real estate and park planners, and happy to be here today. Thank you, Katie.
Great, thanks. So we will go ahead and talk about the background for the proposed rules. Since Bill isn't on, I will cover that, and then Tracy will go over the specifics in the rules. So these proposed rules look at are due to an exemption that OPRD received in 2025 to the Oregon Public Contracting Code. So the Oregon legislature exempted the agency from ORS 279A, B, and C, and the requirement for the use of the e-procurement system Oregon buys. In September 2025, rules were adopted in divisions 146 and 147. Since that time, we received additional information from the Department of Justice around our ability to utilize the model rules that they have for procurement, and are now explicitly stating in our rules the additional information from the DOJ model rules. So we're adding additional rules to cover public works contracts, public improvement contracting, architecture and engineering agreements, to ensure that we can require bonds, liquidated damages, and other protections. Bill, do you want to do the next one?
Which one are you on? I'm sorry.
The need for rules.
Okay, that's when you just finished. Okay.
No,
All
this
right.
is the purpose for the new rules.
You bet. Okay, so purpose for the new rules is transparency and accountability, standard process to reduce risk, support for equitable contracting, flexibility for emergencies and practical needs, and clear pathways for protest, dispute, and correction. Our temporary rules were adopted in April 2026 that allow solicitations to be awarded and take advantage of summer construction timelines. Necessary to keep construction timelines that many of these projects are under. I'll go ahead and pass it to Tracy.
And our, just to add, our temporary rules are in place until October of 2026.
So when we started looking at our rules, we didn't address changes to divisions 146 and 147 when we went through temporary rulemaking. We only addressed divisions 148 and 149 at that time because those had not been previously included in our rules. But now with our permanent rulemaking, we're moving forward with changes in all four of our divisions related to procurement so that we have adequate definitions and elements that we need to help define our entire procurement process. So Division 146, there are a number of definitions that we no longer have because we're no longer under ORS 279 A, B, and C. So we added those definitions into our Division 146 to cover all types of procurement situations. The majority of our definitions are in Division 146. We also addressed a few additional ethical requirements and just provided clarification on process in a couple of areas. The edits to this division were fairly minor relative to our prior existing rules. Next slide.
Sorry, it's not changing. Oh, there we go.
Division 147, we hadn't really, when we put these together, we modeled them. We followed the model rules that DOJ uses for other procurements that are allowed under ORS 279 A, B, and C. And so we modified our Division 147 to add a lot more information about goods and services contracts that are not A&E services or public improvements. So Division 147 covers goods and services. Division 148 covers A&E procurements for design, and then Division 149 covers construction. All three of our categories have the same procurement levels. So we have small or direct appoint procurements that are less than 100,000, intermediate procurements that are 100,000 to 500,000, and then large formal procurements that are over 500,000. And that applies to all categories of procurements that we issue. And we also have defined the competitive bidding process for each of these. So for each of the sizes, there's a separate process for each size of procurement. For Division 148, in addition to defining, we added some definitions related to A&E services, specifically architectural and engineering services. We also defined the process for qualifications-based selection rather than which we have the option to use either quals-based selection or fee-based selection. We defined the RFQ or request for quote or request for proposal process. And we also added provisions regarding conflict of interest and disclosure of interest and things like that related to transparency in contracting. And then for Division 149, we added the section to cover all of our public improvements for construction projects. So this again defines the process for solicitation, advertisement of solicitations, what needs to be included in the advertisement, the process for the different procurement levels as far as the small, the intermediate, or the large formal contracts, public notice requirements for those different types of procurements. We also, in Division 149, included the provisions related to design build contract services or CMGC procurements in the event that we use those on future contracts. And I think it's now back to you, Katie.
Great. So I will cover what the process is for our rulemaking. We have public comments open until the end of this month, August 31st at 5 p.m. Once any comments are received, staff will review and analyze the comments and may make changes in the proposed rules, and then they will be considered for adoption by the Parks and Recreation Commission at a future meeting. And then from there, we would move to implementation of the rules. As I said, our temporary rules are good through mid-October, and then if we adopt permanent rules, they would supersede the existing temporary rules. So now is an opportunity, if anyone has questions about the process, if it's a question about the why or things that are more of a comment, we might ask you to put that into your official public comment. But if you have a question about the process, you're welcome to type that into a Q&A or raise your hand if there's a specific process question. So it doesn't look like we have any specific process questions. We'll now open the official public hearing. The hearing is to provide an opportunity for oral public comment. There's no decisions that are made at this hearing. Each person will have up to 3 minutes to comment, and commenters will be called in the order you raise your hands. And as this meeting is being recorded and will be posted on our website. If you don't wish to comment, you're welcome to log off at this time. We'll only be taking comments at this time. If you would like to submit a public comment, you can do it on our website in writing or by emailing oprd.publiccomment@oprd.oregon.gov. And again, the comments will be accepted until August 31st at 5 p.m. So now I'm going to read a script opening the official public hearing, and then we'll take comments. So the hearing is now in session. It's being recorded to maintain the permanent record. My name is Katie Gauthier. I'm the hearings officer, and today is Monday, August 24th, 2026, and the time is 2:11 p.m. The purpose of this hearing is to provide opportunity for public comment on proposed rule changes to Oregon Administrative Rules 736, Division 146, 147, 148, and 149 by the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department. The agency invites comments on whether other options should be considered for achieving the rule's goals while reducing any negative impact to businesses. In addition to presenting the oral comments at this hearing, anyone may submit written comments until 5 p.m. August 31st, 2026, which is the close of the public comment period. Comments received after the close of the public comment period will not be reviewed or considered by the agency unless the agency decides to extend the public comment period for everyone. Send comments to the public comment box or the State Parks Office on our website. OPRD will not respond to questions during this portion of the hearing. At the close of the public comment period, staff will prepare a report to the agency, which will be available upon request and presented to the Parks Commission as they consider adoption of these rules. If you have any questions as part of your testimony, please state those for the record. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes, and again, you can submit written comments if needed. So at this time, is there anyone who would like to provide a oral public comment? Please raise your hand and I will enable you to speak. Okay, it does not look like we have anyone who is wanting to leave a public comment, oral public comment. But again, you can do so on our website, in writing, or via email. And thank you all for participating this afternoon. This public hearing is officially adjourned. I'm going to stop sharing and end the meeting.